I am the memories of the woods, of the trees, and the people that have lived, worked, and played here from the dawn of time. I would like to take you back to a time that you would call the medieval period, almost 1,000 years ago, when the people first named me Nova Foresta. But my story starts a long time before that. For as long as I can remember, from when it was bitterly cold, people have lived here. They hunted and gathered food from the plants and animals, and eventually started to farm their own crops. My trees, heath and grasslands provided food and shelter for them, and their animals grazed on the gorse and grass across the open landscape. Flint for tools was replaced by bronze. Then iron was discovered and used. Iron was now used to make a wide range of tools, like the tip of a plough. The Romans arrived and brought industry like kilns for making pottery. Later, salt was taken from the sea on my coast.
Gotcha!
Life wasn't easy, but together we all got along. This new fence will keep the deer off my crops. In 1066 there was a big change, and a new Norman king, later known as William the Conqueror, became the ruler of England. He brought new ideas and laws to this land. He enjoyed hunting for food, but more for the fun of it. It was around 1079 that he called me Nova Foresta, and I became a place to entertain his friends and family, hunting the beasts of the chase like deer and wild boar. He stopped people already living here from using the land as they once had.
I order you to stop hunting by the power of the king.
But where will I get my dinner now?
Take this fence down by order of the king.
But sire, how will I stop the deer from eating my crops? Breaking those forest laws could result in harsh fines, loss of a limb, even death, whatever the king decided.
Come, take your punishment like a man. Come, here.
It made life here very hard for those that once relied on the forest to support and feed their families, and some had to leave. For almost 200 years, this was the way of things. The fines got bigger, the punishments got harsher, and the people got more and more upset.
I cannot protect my crops. I cannot collect firewood. I cannot build a barn, and I can't afford the immersement for grazing of livestock.
Maybe we could have a better life if we left.
Where could we go even if the master let us go?
In 1216, almost 200 years had passed, and each new king had taken more and more land for royal hunting. The current ruler, King John, upset not only the people, but also the big landowners, the barons, and England is at war with itself. In 1216, King John died. And his 9-year-old son was crowned king, King Henry III. To put an end to the Barons' War and to halt the harsh forest laws, Henry III issued new rules and gave new promises in 2 documents that became known as the Magna Carta and the Charter of the Forest. He returned some lands to their former state, removing them from forest law, and stopped some of the harsher punishments.
Stop the battle!
No longer would someone lose their life for hunting a king's deer.
No! Stop it! This is at an end.
He also gave back and protected people's common rights to use the forest to support and feed their families.
At last, I can protect my crops.
Collecting this underwood for the cooking fire is much easier than digging peat, isn't it? I found a stick for the fire.
And now our animals are free to graze wherever they please. Hooray!
It's been 800 years since the Charter of the Forest was first issued. The Charter of the Forest changed how people related to, use, and later cared for the land. Today, the New Forest is still a protected landscape, not for royal hunting, but recognised for its special qualities, unique landscapes and habitats, and people use and care for me in new ways. People have always been a part of the forest, and will be so in the future. This little-known charter was revolutionary in showing that the king was not above the law and in restoring common property rights. It could also be seen as the first written environmental law to protect the environment and provide for sustainable land use by local communities. I hope you will play your part in the next chapter of my story, so that I survive for another 800 years.